All right. Well, thank you for having me. Let's first like exhale a little bit because we just received a lot of great information from the previous three presenters. My notepad is full. So my name is Kelli Wyatt Howell. I'm out of Philadelphia. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. By trade, I am a 26-year veteran teacher slash now teacher, coach, and administrator with the School District of Philadelphia. I became an entrepreneur by accident, so to speak, through some trauma with my son. We had to do some things to soothe, and it became a business. And then in 2020, someone introduced me to Sora Angelica, and the rest, as they say, is history. So I've been learning through trial and error, becoming adapted to social media with business, and just finding ways to be cost effective and making the most of my brand. So, with that said, my angle today is a little bit different. It's about how to help vendors save. As we were preparing for the Eastern Region conference here in Philly, and I was talking to some sorors about ways to get money back because we put out so much in travel and shipping and just going location to location. And like Dr. Perry said earlier in this presentation, on this panel rather, you have to figure out what is conducive for you. So as I was talking to some sorors when Sora Angelica reached out to me, I asked sorors, when they asked what was I doing, like I started receiving money back every time I travel. And when I said that, like ears went up because they wanted to know, okay, how can I get money back too? Because we are traveling a lot. There is in this travel industry, there's the independent travel agent. Now, this is something that people in business have been using a lot, but I believe it's just coming over into mainstream with the onslaught of COVID, social media and things like that. So, with that said, let me try to share my screen. This is it. So, with that said, as we're booking, as we're renting the trucks to transport our goods, we're booking rooms. People don't understand that there's commission already built into every time we book a room. Whether we book it through the hotel, whether we book it on Expedia, whether we go to a travel agent, no matter where you go, any room that you book, it's commission already involved. So with the ITA world and the travel industry, which is a $9 trillion industry, there is a way for you to get that commission back. So you could become your own Expedia. And that's what I was explaining to Soror. So it's like a franchise model to say, hey, I want to own a Chick-fil-A. Who is your host Chick-fil-A? So our host travel agency is IntelliTravel, and you will franchise it out to get your own. Now, with that, some people may use it just for themselves in their personal travel. If you travel several times a year, your family may travel, the kids may come back and forth, and you can all use your ITA, and you will get that commission back on your rooms. Others may get it and say, okay, I'm gonna use it for my line sisters, my chapter, and just do some small events, which is fine. Also, others can turn it into a full-fledged business. It replaces back in the day when you had to go to the strip mall to see the travel agent and they sit down and book your trip for you. This is what this is doing for you. But you are the travel agent. You have the ITA number. You have the CLIA number. So you're equipped to book cruises and rentals, everything. And with that said, every time you go away and come home, as long as you use your ITA number, you're getting that commission check that Expedia would have gotten, or Carnival would have gotten, Disney would have gotten, whoever booked it for you, like wherever you booked it, they would have gotten that commission check. Now that you're going through your own independent travel agent account, you're going to get that commission check back 30 to 60 days after you travel. Any questions so far? All right, so with that said, the company I'm with, they pay out 80% of their commissions. It's like a full-fledged at-home agency. You could work it from while I'm on vacation, while I'm home, anywhere that you have your laptop, your smartphone, your tablet, anything that can access it. And you could do it two ways. You will get a unique website. If you want to use it for business, you could tell your kids, your family, everybody, hey, use this link. Instead of going to Expedia, use this link to book your travel. And if they do that, you'll get a commission from anybody. Like I could put it on the internet. Somebody in California, while I'm talking to you guys, could be booking right now. Somebody in another country could be booking right now. And the prices are the same, if not better, as Expedia, Travelocity, and all the big search engines. It's the same platform. But instead of going to www.expedia.com, you may go to kellywyatt.intellitravel.com. And you'll register as my customer and book your travel if you want to book it on your own, or you can say, Kelly, I would like for you to put together a package for me and my family. So with this said, you do not have to open a full-fledged travel business if you want to, but it's there if you want to as well. It's just a way to recoup some of your travel and funds from when you're going from state to state and location and region to region to then the different orgs events. I hope that makes sense. So with that said, it comes down to you receiving 70 to 80% of commission, the full-fledged at-home agency, and you are able to book the group trips and individual travel. To sign up, to register as a business, get your franchise, there is a $200 investment. And with that, you will get 2 turnkey businesses. One is the travel business, and there is a marketing piece. But again, nothing is obligatory. And they say the marketing piece because if you're doing it, you're receiving your checks, your lifestyle is changing. Somebody may say, "Hey, Angelica, what are you doing?" Like, I'm interested. If Angelica referred a business to someone else and they join to get their business, you'll receive a commission for that as well. Now, this is an opportunity that can unlock 7 to 8 streams of income for you. And they do offer various guarantees. They have the guarantees of the price match guarantee. So if you book something on your site and you find it somewhere else, apples for apples, oranges for oranges, the exact same, IntelliTravel will price match it for you. If you get into the business and you decide after 30 days, you say, "Hey, this isn't for me," they'll give you your money back. Or they have a unique guarantee where if you own your travel agent number for a year, and you don't make your investment back, they will give you back your money. So they offer 3 unique guarantees because they are that secure in what the business is. And with travel itself, it's a $9 trillion business. So like it's just something that literally everybody's doing. Like you've never been in a hotel where you were the only person there. You were never on an airplane, a commercial airplane that is, where you were the only passenger traveling. So it's literally something that everybody's doing. So you get paid for what you're already doing. And again, it's no additional fees. It's all like all of the prices are already there. We're not negotiating additional fees. The price on Expedia is the price that like pretty much that you get. If you decide to become an independent travel agent, on top of saving for yourself, you can book resorts, you can book cruises, group trips, and so forth. And here's an example of some of the commissions you would get back. So some sorors who stayed here in Philly last month, stayed for 2 or 3 nights in certain hotels, you could get like about $151 back. I booked the 3 nights in Ocean City. My commission was $300. So it really depends on the venue, how much the room is, and a percentage that they offer in commission. Another example is a 5-day golf trip for a group of 4. The commission back from this Arizona trip was $274. And it goes on. I'll show you a couple of the big ones. Here's a 7-day honeymoon in Cancun. The commission back was $561. And this was the biggie right here. It was a family reunion of 20. And it was on a cruise, and the commission check back was $2,240. So Angelica asked that I share this with the people, with you guys, because we travel. We travel to enhance our business. And this is an opportunity to recoup some of those funds that we put out there to progress our business. Now, I know my presentation is not as long as others. And I do apologize, but I did want to share that information in case somebody wanted it to use to have as whether as a family benefit or business benefit. And they are FDIC and IRS compliant. We've been with the Better Business Bureau for over 30 years with an A+ rating. And this is a 1099 business opportunity. So you will receive a 1099 at the end of the year. And to be transparent, we do have sorors and a few frat brothers in this business making 6 figures. So we have retired people in this business.
There are some questions that are inside the actual general chat.
Okay.
And I know this comes right on time for the upcoming national conventions.
Mm-hmm.
and because next year is a big year where the majority of us are having our national conventions, conclaves, and boules, with the exception of the ones who had theirs this year because we're opposite, as it was
Right.
pointed earlier. Do you see those two questions that I placed in there
Okay.
in the general chat? I didn't put it in the Q&A.
So yes, you can become your own travel agent. So if you register for your business, what'll happen is you'll get two ways to be a travel agent. Since 85% of the people book their own travel anyway, you can have a link that you can give out that people can book their own travel on, and you'll still receive the commission. So when you think of that, think of Expedia. So you can give a link out, you can post it on Facebook, give it to your family can give it to their friends, and you can just put it out there, or use it for just your immediate family and your kids. Every time you go somewhere, use this website. They type on your link, they book their rooms on a very similar engine as Expedia, Travelocity, and Orbitz. They book it, they get their confirmation. You didn't do a thing, you would get and you'll still get the commission check just because it's under your ITA. But you can also create trips. Like if you say, you know what, I'm looking for something, another business to do, and I want to build trips. Like, and your Delta versary is coming up, your Omega versary is coming up, and you're going to book it for your line. You can create it in your back office through the list of preferred partners, and you create the trip yourself, have the payment dates, people give you the credit card authorizations, or you send them the links and they'll go ahead and make your own payments of the trips that you created. So there's two ways you can do it, but it's all under the same umbrella. Okay, so that's why I say it's no quotas, it's no mandate. You could use it as much or as little as you want, if that makes sense.
I have a question
Okay.
on in that effect. I mean, because and you don't have to worry about how short this presentation was. This might be the hardest hidden presentation of the whole day. But it's so if I let's just say I've got a hotel stay, or I go through the process, I sign up under you, I get my number, and I go through the process. I want to book a hotel stay. It's $200. All I'm
Mhm.
doing is just booking my own travel. So there's ways I can take advantage of that. Then I may still be
Absolutely.
entitled to the commissions.
Absolutely. So you'll go ahead and book it. You could book it through your personal website, whether you call them and do it and say, "Hey, here's my ITA number." Now, if you do it that way, you just file the extra form on, through our host agency, so they know who to give the commission check to. So also you'll have like a back office. In the back office is a list of preferred partners from A to Z. Apple Vacations, Delta Vacations, American Airlines, Disney, Ryu. Everybody's on there from A to Z. In fact, Expedia is even one of our preferred partners. So you'll get
Wow.
the Expedia tap website instead of Expedia for the customer. For agents, it's Expedia tap, and you'll type in everything and you'll get a commission off the stuff that you book on Expedia because it's an agency thing. It's a travel agent portal. So you'll get that as well. So with that said, you'll register for $200. After that is $60 a month. So for $2 a day, you'll actually have two businesses: a travel business and then a marketing business. I'm gonna touch on the marketing in a minute, because it scares some people, but it doesn't have to. But once you pay your monthly fee, what it's doing, they'll create a website for you. They will maintenance the website for you. So like when the website I'm telling you, the kellywyatt.intellitravel.com, they will monitor and maintain that for you. So you don't have to worry about creating a website. You don't have to pay for a website. You don't have to pay for a domain name. It's all included in your monthly fee. And it's 24-hour customer service. You'll have all of the preferred partners at your hands. And they have tutorials as the educations behind it, tons of support. We have Facebook groups and everything to support you on how to create these trips and how to progress your business, however you want to progress your business. Again, whether it's just for your family or you want to move it to make it a full-fledged travel agency.
Now, I do have one last question before
Mhm.
you go on to your last part. As opposed, I know that you did some traveling this year, right?
Mhm.
Where you vended. And I'm not asking your business, but can you give a general ballpark figure of how much you saved by being your own travel agent going to the conferences or conventions you went to, as opposed to that if you just went the regular way?
So I'm gonna say this: even with the month that I put out my $200 to register my business, within a month I made over 1,000, and that was from bookings, that was from car rentals, that was from excursions, even the travel insurance you get a cut off, and then people came in underneath me, so I received commissions for those as well, and that's the marketing side. So it was cost effective for me, but I went into it knowing it was a zero risk too for the first year. So when I bought into it, I said, okay, they have the unique guarantee that if you don't make your money back in the first year, they'll give it back to you. You can still be an independent travel agent, but they'll give you that initial investment back. I've already made that back in the first month.
Yeah, that silence was the sound of the mic dropping, y'all. So
I'm gonna give you another example. Okay, we have a soror out of DC. Her husband worked for the Air Force Andrews Base. They're a part of it. They make over $250,000 a year. To where they first was banking up to $9,000 a month. They paid off all of their debt. All of their consumer debt was paid off. Then they continued saving so that he saved a year's worth of his salary. She retired first, and then he walked away from his job, and now they do it full time. So it's like no matter what avenue you want to go, like as long as you work your business, you can escalate up to six figures. We like even millionaires at this point in this business. But for the average person, you can walk away with a couple $1,000s a month once you get started. It could be a couple hundred or a couple thousand.
Okay, and how feasible is this? Now we know that we have vendors, and there's some of them work as a primary job, and then the vendorship is secondary, and some are just straight out primary vendors. Let's say that a vendor says, "I'm not looking forward to making the money in the marketing part or trying to give out my link to people, but I would." How feasible is it for a vendor who just wants to be their own travel agent, and book their own travel, especially for conferences? I mean, how feasible is that just to do that?
If you're traveling several times a year, it's cost effective to me. So it's the $199 up front. It's the $60 a month. You get the $1099 at the end. Now let's talk business side. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be an accountant or a tax preparer, but once now your travel is now a part of your business as well. So now that becomes a part of your tax write-offs and things too. But for me, I have a full-time job. I am an educator. I am in school. And I am a vendor. So how much you put into it can vary person to person. Do I put in as much time as a person that's making six figures? Absolutely not. But I do enough to cover what I wanted to cover. So if somebody's using it just for them, and as long as they're traveling, I guess a few times a year, it can be cost effective for them, right? So if I'm going to maybe 5 or 6 hotel stays a year, I may have adult kids who are traveling back and forth, or even a family vacation. I will book my family vacation. Me and my husband may go away. So like all of that counts into it. So even if it's just a little bit more than just vending, anytime you stay in a hotel, I would use my number.
Okay, then, and this covers car rentals, hotel, airfare.
Airfare is about the only thing you really don't get commission on, so to speak.
Okay.
And that's just one thing I mean, even though you can still book your airfare on there, that's just the one animal that nobody can really promise you.
But the hotel is good.
Hotels, car rentals, excursions when you're away,
Okay.
Games, like if you want the Eagles game, stuff like that. I've sent the soror to Brazil for the Eagles game.
Mhm.
You can buy tickets to games, concerts, everything. So instead of what's the number one everybody go to? We have StubHub and Golden Ticket. You buy tickets off of there, you'll get a commission off of the ticket.
And what about Amtrak?
Amtrak is one of our
I
providers.
don't fly, so. Okay.
Amtrak is one as well. Yes.
Okay.
So
we have another quick question
Mm-hmm.
about whether or not you can get your rewards points through this platform. Like, I assume so. For example, if I sign up under you and someone purchases a hotel accommodation, hotel stay, can they get hotel points? Like if they're a Hilton Honors program member.
Hilton is probably a tricky one, but I believe so. I mean, I can get further. If somebody want to reach out to me, I could get a further definite answer on that from somebody in my upline. I just haven't used Hilton Honors as a travel agent. So I
Okay,
don't
and
want to say I'm
let me
wrong.
ask my own follow up to that.
Go ahead.
Is so in addition to the commission,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm a travel agent, I have that number. Is my pricing typically the same?
I'm getting ready to tell you. So you can do it two ways. You can say, "Hey, I'm a travel agent. I want your travel agent rate."
Okay.
So that'll be a discounted rate. Some places still give you a commission check on that too. But you can say like, "Hey, I'm a travel agent. Here's my IT number." Now they also have opportunities like within our organizations, like a new resort come up in Jamaica. Hey, come with your family and explore this 5-star all inclusive. Instead of paying $1,000, we're gonna have you come for $500 a person, or come explore this new ship and you per cabin is $500 for a week. So you can get those trips too. And while you're here, maybe you can learn about our whatever they're producing. It's like the earn as you learn savings plan too. So you can get some extra trips out of it as well, if that makes sense.
Hey, great information. Love that. Alicia, she's asking, so would you have to book outside of the hotel block for the conference or for conventions? I'm not sure.
You would put in your dates. So even though they reserve so many rooms, they don't reserve the entire hotel.
Okay.
And your money back that you're gonna get in commission is more than the $10 off that you would get under a block. They're not taking that much money off on blocks, if any. They're just putting everybody together, so to speak.
Okay. Cool.
And actually, we're talking about this as vendors because I don't think they block off. Do they use the room blocks for vendors too, or only just for the participants to take advantage of the block? Do they give you the
No,
vendors a part of the block? Oh
no.
no. So you're not infringing on Delta or Omega's deal.
Right. If
Okay.
you book a room, you book a room. But I mean, and then even with that thing about Philly, right? We had servers who had to book in, they was trying to get rooms in 5 different hotels just to get a room because it was that many of us here in Philly. So even though the host hotel was one hotel, their block wasn't over 5 or 6 different hotels, and it still wasn't the entire hotel.
Okay.
So it really depends. Like it would really depend. But you could do cost comparison too.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Okay. I loved it. Great information. If you have questions, also this will be a part of one of the newsletter components as well. Travel for vendors, and it's especially to save money. And if, of course, you would like to get more information, Kelly, make sure you drop
I
your
am putting it in as we speak.
Okay, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, I'm putting it in. If you want to talk more, I could give you more. I mean, like I can't say more detail, but I can give you the information in writing. I have videos that I can share, so you can look more into it. And then if you want to get set up, like I can walk you through and getting set up to get your own. But it's something like it's a zero risk because again, if you don't like it after a year, if you don't make your investment back, they'll give you your funds back. But also for the marketing side of it, somebody see what you're doing. They say, "Hey, Eric, I see you're getting checks." Or you're like, "Oh, I got another commission check." Like, what are you doing? And let's say, "Hey, this is what I'm doing," and they want to come in. Eric, you'll get a commission off of that. Now, the person you come in may focus on the marketing side. Now, the marketing side may explode. He may explode. Like we had somebody who booked a wedding on a cruise. His commission check was $42,000 for one wedding. Now, because Eric, you brought him in, the company gave you a check for $4,200. You did not help him with the cruise. You didn't do nothing. All because you introduced him to the company and he's doing so well, you received a commission check as well.
Yeah.
But that's the marketing side. You don't have to do it. It's not a pyramid or nothing. But the more people you refer, the more commissions you make. So that's where the multi-level marketing come in.
Yeah, and that's great to become your own travel agent,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it's hard to get rooms. Because I mean, this year there were some vendors who were still trying to get rooms, and they had already signed up to become a vendor. But it's a great way to save money on the hotel room that you're going to stay in as well, and
And
of course, car rental
And I
especially.
don't want to sound ignorant in what I'm getting ready to say, but this is something that we're just learning about, right? Once I got into this world and I started talking to colleagues at my district, at the main headquarters and stuff, and I'm talking about it, other cultures already had this number in every family or most family. Like it's normal. It's like, no, my dad travels all the time, so he already have his ITA. Like, because I'm like, I wish I'd have known this 5 years ago or 10 years ago when I was really, like, my job kept me moving back and forth with presenting or taking classes. And they're like, oh no, we've been had this. So I went to a conference in New Orleans for my job before I got my ITA, where I booked my own room, even though that the job paid for it, they gave me the check. I booked my own room. You recoup funds back off of a trip that you're paying for. So I'm going on a business trip. My job does the reimbursement or give you the card to pay it, but you're receiving the commission check because you're booking it. They just want to see they just wanted to see that you went.
Yeah, we're going to rename this micdrop.com. And this is about to turn into a podcast. So I'm loving this information. This is so, and that's the beautiful thing about this particular summit.
Mm-hmm.
It touches on like all these points touch on stuff that we're all dealing with, right? We can't vend at a conference if we don't travel to that conference.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We can't sell stuff that we're not legally allowed to sell, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can't connect with the people who purchase it if we don't have the systems and stuff in place to take advantage of it. So this is so on point. I'm loving it. Hey, I got a feeling you'll probably be hearing from a couple of people. I mean, we had a family reunion and we were like travel central for these people. And I'm like, man.
So imagine being a person who booked the travel for your family reunion, and now and even if you give the money back to the family or like use it.
No, that ain't happening. No.
There's always one person in every group or in every family that booked the travel for everybody, right? Imagine still having that same role, and now you're getting a check for it. That's all it is.
I love it. Well, hey, this is awesome. Who's next, Angelica? I know we're going to.
Thank you.